This is Murder in the Morning with Tony Bruschi and Stacey Cole.
Stacey Cole here with Carol Hughes filling in for Tony this week. We have just got so many stories of yuck, just yuck. This next one
stories
is
of yuck.
Yeah, just yuck. We didn't even
It's
talk
so
about
true.
before we record which one we're doing. I'm on the insulin injection
Me
that sparked the murder
too.
charge. Yeah,
This
is
one,
just a gross story.
well, and these people don't think they can be found out. They think they're smarter than other people, and they're not. I saw this woman's picture. I'll guarantee you she ain't all that smart.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's the brightest bulb on the tree, really. I'm just going to say that out loud. I'm sorry if I'm being judgmental, but you're going to get caught. Do you not watch TV?
And
Have you not seen CSI?
Exactly. And it's like these people think they're smarter and better than everybody else. And what she did, the allegations anyway, she killed her own mother.
And she did it with insulin. And mom was not diabetic, but she got insulin anyway. And she got 20 units. And here's the other thing. Do you not have the internet? 20 units is a shit ton of insulin.
Well, because she wanted one outcome, so she overdid it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it happened just before midnight on May 25th, 2023. Now, when first responders arrived at an apartment in Grafton, West Virginia, they were there for a cardiac arrest call. Inside, they found 81-year-old Ethel Moore, already dead. Her body was lying on the bed in the back room. Her daughter, 61 years old, Kelly Louise Moore, was there too on the phone telling someone it's bad. She seemed, according to police, more annoyed than distressed that mom was in cardiac arrest, which means her heart has stopped. When paramedics asked what happened, Kelly told them her mother's blood sugar had been high, so she gave her insulin, but it wasn't hers, but Kelly's. Kelly is diabetic and was prescribed insulin. Her mother was not. Well, how'd she know her mom's blood sugar was high, for cripe's sake?
Yeah. And even then, my mom is elderly. And so, sometimes she gets a little fuzzy brained or dizzy or something. I'm like, what did you eat? You would talk about that. You wouldn't just go to insulin injection. I mean, you can't do that.
No,
she's
you have
not
to be
even
diabetic.
diabetic.
It has to be something that's tracked over weeks and weeks and weeks to see a pattern. I mean, honestly, if I eat, I went to Starbucks just before we started recording, and I've got something that's got whole milk in it. I can tell you my blood sugar spikes when I have whole milk. It's just the way it goes. I mean, it'll spike up to like 200. That's just, my body's dealing with it. It doesn't care for it very much, but it comes back down. Her being a diabetic, you would think she'd be a little more educated, unless the goal was to kill mom. And I'm beginning to think that's what it was.
I do too.
Kelly Moore said that she hadn't been feeling well that night either. Claimed that her own blood sugar was low, so she went to bed around 8:30. Ethel, recovering from a recent hip replacement, also wasn't feeling great. That's when Kelly said she checked her mom's blood sugar twice. It was high both times, so she decided, I'll just give you some of my insulin. Shit. She told police, I gave her some of my insulin, exactly what I just said.
Oh my
the amount,
God.
20 units, because, I'll just make some shit up on my own. I mean, that's for a doctor to decide, because they know the calculations and they watch the trends of your A1C and see where things are going. Kelly herself, who is more than double her mom's weight, takes 30 units per dose under her doctor's care, and mom wasn't prescribed any at all.
Wow.
Okay.
And she just had a hip replacement. There's a lot of reasons why she's not feeling good. I had
Correct.
one. They're hard. It's like, it's tough. And then you're on pain medication and you're on all this. I think I came home with 6 different medications.
And that changes your blood sugar too.
Yeah. So why would you not? First off, there's bacterial infections and things that can go wrong after surgery. Mm-hmm. But instead she goes to, must be blood sugar.
And it's a good idea, especially with an elderly person. I mean, that's things that EMTs, when I was one, if somebody isn't acting right, check their blood sugar. Usually thinking that it would be low. Sometimes when you walk through the door, you can smell that somebody's got high blood sugar. There's just a smell about them that emanates out of their skin. So, but you check it, but you don't diagnose and treat, especially just being a daughter. And even paramedics, if they notice somebody's got low blood sugar, they will deal with that and bring you back to a safe level. If you've got high blood sugar, they're just going to transport you. That's how that's going to work, because guess what? The doctors need to deal with that.
Absolutely.
What a douche. I'm sorry.
Well, call 911 before you give her insulin.
Exactly.
Especially with all the other stuff going on.
Right. Police noticed that Kelly seemed irritated throughout the interaction. She mentioned how much her mother was dealing with arthritis, dementia, heart issues, and that she was the one elected to live with her since she was the only sibling not married. She allegedly told cops, quote, she had all kinds of shit wrong with her, unquote. Oh, God. All right. Well, on the same day that she died, Ethel had called her other daughter in Florida, saying that Kelly wasn't doing nothing for her. That daughter called back in a panic, concerned that their mother wasn't being taken care of. Kelly never had told the sister that she had given Ethel insulin, only that she had died, letting the family believe it was a complication from surgery. It wasn't until August 24, more than a year later, that medical examiner's report came back. That is a long time.
That is a long time.
Holy backlog. Cause of death was insulin shock, and the manner of death was homicide. So, now the daughter, Kelly, is arrested. She's at a regional jail without bond, charged with murder of her mother. Yeah, now she doesn't have to take care of her anymore.
Do you think that it was intentional murder? Or do you think she was like, oh, mom's blood sugar's off, I'm going to give her some insulin. That's what I do. I know I'm a diabetic. I know how this works.
I do think it was a case of the stupids. Yeah, I think this is just somebody who's not real bright.
Or do you think she knew giving her mom insulin? Do you think it was intentional? I mean, no way for us to know. There's two avenues. Yeah. There's two avenues here. One, she's evil and wanted mom gone. Or she's just that stupid. And I know I'm being very blunt here. This isn't like giving somebody Tylenol for a headache. Like, how do you not know that she's not diabetic and doing this? And at her age, having the hip replacement and what else? She had dementia and she's old, so she's probably on all different medications. Like, you can any of these medications can interact with what she's doing. Mm-hmm. Like, or they could have, with the surgery, like I was saying, there could have been infection or something. Why not call 911 first? If it wasn't murder, wouldn't that be what you would do? Wouldn't you know from being diabetic that giving someone insulin who doesn't take insulin and who's 81 years old might die from that?
You should know that.
One would think, right?
Especially when you've gone through the protocol with yourself, knowing how to take care of yourself through this. Mm-hmm. Because every diabetic learns the dangers of too much insulin. So, if you give too much, you could go into a diabetic coma. So it's something that you're trained about. I would assume they tell you don't ever give your insulin to somebody else.
Oh my God, wouldn't you think?
It's on the bottle. Read the warning.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.